Imagine earning potentially thousands of dollars every single month from YouTube.
Okay.
But without needing a camera or paying for fancy software, using only free AI tools.
It sounds almost too good to be true, doesn't it?
Yeah.
But the sources you sent over, they really lay out a full system, a blueprint for exactly that kind of automation. So for anyone listening who's trying to, cut through the hype and see how it actually works, we've kind of synthesized that whole step-by-step workflow. Okay, let's unpack this.
Right. We're going to break this whole process down. Think of it in 3 main phases. They all connect.
Okay.
First, we build the foundation. That means making those really core decisions. Niche, language, and this pretty clever scripting method.
Then phase 2 is the production line itself. Getting the voiceover done, finding the right free tools for the visuals, bringing those pictures to life, all automated or close to it.
And finally, phase 3. Putting it all together, the editing, the polish, and maybe the hardest part, the consistency you need to actually hit those YouTube monetization goals.
Yeah.
It's the full picture.
Yeah.
So, starting at the foundation, the sources really hammer this home. YouTube's algorithm loves focus. Your very first decision has to be committing to one specific niche.
Yeah, absolutely. If you mix things up too much, post about, ancient Egypt one day and then electric cars the next, the algorithm gets confused. It doesn't know who to show your videos to.
You need to become the go-to channel for that one thing.
Exactly. And since AI is doing the heavy lifting on visuals, that niche choice, it needs to be, visual. Something you can easily describe for an image generator.
So things AI can really sink its teeth into creatively.
Perfect examples are topics like mythology, space exploration, deep history. The source material uses lost cities as a great example. Think Atlantis, El Dorado.
You're right.
Loads of potential for cool cinematic images there. Stuff AI is good at creating.
Okay, but here's a really critical piece, maybe overlooked sometimes. The business side of it. Language choice. We have to talk RPM.
Revenue per mil, yeah. Crucial concept.
It's basically how much money you earn for every 1,000 views your video gets.
And it's not the same everywhere, not even close. Views from places like the US, the UK, Canada, Australia, those high-income English-speaking countries, they can pay 5, maybe even 10 times more per view than many other regions.
That's a huge difference. We're talking maybe 50 cents per 1,000 views versus, say, $5.
Massive. And here's the kicker with this AI system. It kind of bypasses the language barrier for the creator. Since the AI is writing the script and another AI is doing the voiceover.
You don't actually need to be a fluent English speaker yourself to target those high-paying audiences.
Exactly. It becomes purely a strategic choice. Optimize the niche for visuals, optimize the language for potential income.
Okay, that makes sense. But let's go back to the AI script for a second. If the AI is handling the writing, what's the single biggest advantage then of picking a really visual niche like those lost cities?
It really maximizes the AI's ability to generate specific, compelling, cinematic image prompts later on. It feeds the next stage perfectly.
Gotcha. More fuel for the image generator.
Precisely. Now, to actually write these scripts, these long-form, high-quality scripts, the sources point towards using the best free AI models out there.
Like the ones available on platforms like Poe, maybe Perplexity, things like Claude 3, GPT-4o, Llama 3, the heavy hitters.
Exactly. You want the best possible writing quality you can get for free.
Okay, and this is where the sources introduce what sounds like a real pro-level technique, not just asking for a script, but using something called the dual script method.
Yes, this is clever. You don't just prompt the AI for the narration. You use a really well-crafted master prompt, and it spits out 2 documents simultaneously.
2 documents from one prompt.
Yeah. The first one is simple. It's the clean script, just the text, plain words, ready for the text-to-speech tool. Easy.
Okay.
But the second document, that's the production script. And that's the game changer, like you said. It's usually structured as a table.
A table. How does that work?
It lists each sentence of the narration side by side with a really specific, detailed description of the visual needed for that exact moment, what the viewer should be seeing.
Ah, so it's a built-in instructions for the visuals.
Exactly. It forces the AI to think like a director, basically, to storyboard the whole video up front.
Yeah.
This structure,
Yeah.
it removes all the creative guesswork down the line. That's where a lot of automated systems kind of fall apart.
Okay, I have to admit, even having looked at a lot of these AI workflows, crafting that initial master prompt, that's still something I wrestle with sometimes, getting it just right to avoid what they call prompt drift.
Oh, yeah, that's real, where the AI starts out great, follows the instructions, the tone, but then halfway through the script, it just wanders off. loses the plot a bit.
Exactly. It forgets the persona or the dramatic feel you wanted.
It's a genuine challenge. The sources definitely suggest putting real time and effort into perfecting that master prompt. It's like an upfront investment, but get it right, lock it in, and the output quality and consistency shoot way up.
Right. So let's use that Atlantis example again from the source. The script might start with, say, Plano's description. What does the production script ask for there?
Okay, so for that line, the production script might say, visual description, slow pan across an ancient weathered scroll showing Greek text, dim, scholarly lighting. Very specific.
Okay.
Then maybe the script moves on, talks about modern theories, linking Atlantis to Göbekli Tepe, or maybe showing sonar scans of the seabed.
And the visuals change accordingly.
Instantly. The production script would demand something like animated satellite view zooming into an archaeological site, highlighting trenches, or 3D render of a speculative Atlantean city, intricate waterways glowing, underwater feel. Each sentence gets its matching visual prescribed.
Wow. Okay. That's really structured. So, probing question here. If you've already got the clean script, the narration, how does that production script truly solve the problem of, like, information overload for whoever is editing it later?
Because it explicitly dictates the exact visual needed for every line. It removes subjective choice during editing entirely.
Got it. No more guessing what picture fits best. Mid-roll sponsor, read, placeholder.
Okay, so moving into the actual production line. First up, the voiceover. Again, the focus is on free tools.
Right.
You've got options like Clipchamp, which has basic text-to-speech built in, or 11 Labs is often mentioned. They usually have a pretty generous free tier with really high-quality voices.
Okay, but hang on. These free tools, they almost always have limits, right? Like word count limits per generation. What if my script is, say, 1,500 words, but the tool only lets me do 500 at a time? Isn't that a major bottleneck?
Yeah, that's a super common sticking point for beginners. They hit that limit and think, oh, well, this won't work. But the workaround is actually pretty simple.
Okay.
You just split your clean script, break it into smaller chunks, part 1, part 2, part 3, number them, generate the audio for each part separately.
So you feed it in pieces.
Exactly. Audio 1, audio 2, audio 3. Then in your video editor later, you just line them up. Boom, you've got your full voiceover, just generated in manageable bits. Unlimited length, essentially.
That's actually a really practical tip. Solves that limit issue. Okay, so voiceover handled. Now, visuals, which you said is a two-step process. Still images first, then animation.
Correct. For generating the still images, the sources strongly recommend using a suite of free tools, not relying on just one.
Why more than one?
Because different AI models have different strengths. Leonardo AI, for example, is often great for photorealistic stuff. CArt is known for being really generous with its free credits, letting you make a lot of images. And Microsoft Designer uses DALL-E 3, which is fantastic for more creative or complex compositions.
And the prompt for these tools comes directly from
the production script, that visual description column. You literally copy that detailed description.
3D recreation of an Atlantean city with waterways glowing at night, cinematic lighting.
You paste that directly into Leonardo or CArt or whatever tool you're using, and it generates the image asset for that specific moment in the video.
Whoa. Okay, when you put it like that, imagine scaling this up. You could genuinely create, like, dozens of these really specific cinematic images every single day.
Right. All with tools that cost $0 up front. The quality that's possible now for free, it's kind of mind-blowing, actually.
But, okay, playing devil's advocate, free tools often mean things like watermarks or maybe strict usage limits per day. How does the system handle that if you're trying to do this at scale?
Yeah, you definitely hit those limits. That's the trade-off. This system is free in terms of money, but it costs time. You'll hit a daily limit on one tool,
and
you just switch to the next free tool on your list for a while.
Yeah.
That's precisely why having 3 or 4 reliable free image generators is crucial. It's part of the workflow design. You cycle through them.
Okay, that makes sense. So you generate the still image, then you need to add motion.
Yep, that's step 2. Using free animation tools, something like Pika is often mentioned, or similar platforms, you take your still image, upload it, and add subtle motion.
Like what kind of motion?
Things like making the water ripple slightly in that Atlantis scene, or maybe a slow camera push-in effect, or adding faint smoke coming from a chimney. Just enough to make it not feel like a static slideshow. Keep the viewer engaged.
And I imagine organization is key here too.
Absolutely critical for speed. Everything, the audio files, the generated images, the animated clips, they all need to be saved and numbered consistently to match the script. Audio 1, image 1, animated clip 1, audio 2, image 2. You get the idea.
So the final assembly is just matching numbers.
Mechanical, not creative. That's the goal for efficiency.
Okay, another quick question then. Besides just avoiding cost, why specifically recommend using multiple different free image tools in this system? You mentioned cycling through them for limits, but is there another reason?
Yeah, different AI models really do excel at different things. One might be amazing at rendering realistic faces, another better for landscapes or architectural details, a third might nail dramatic lighting effects. Using several gives you stylistic flexibility.
Got it. Pick the best tool for each specific visual described in the script.
Ex-
Okay, so we've got our numbered audio chunks, our numbered animated video clips. Now the final step, assembly, putting it all together.
And this should honestly be the easiest part if you did the prep work right. You use free video editing software. CapCut is super popular and easy. DaVinci Resolve is more powerful, but still free.
And the process is just
Drag and drop. Seriously.
right.
Drag audio 1 onto the timeline, then drag the matching video clip 1 onto the track above it, then audio 2, video 2, audio 3, video 3.
It really is like stacking numbered Lego blocks then.
Pretty much. It takes the complex art of editing and turns it into a simple organizational task.
Then you add the polish. What does that involve?
A couple of key things. Background music. Grab something suitable from the free YouTube audio library, but keep the volume really low, like barely audible. It's just texture. It shouldn't compete with a voiceover at all.
Good tip. What else?
Subtitles. Super important. Tools like CapCut often have excellent auto-captioning features. Generate them, check for errors, burn them in.
Why are subtitles so crucial?
Watch time. A huge chunk of people watch videos with the sound off, especially on mobile. Subtitles keep them engaged. And YouTube's algorithm loves high watch time. It's maybe the single biggest factor for getting your videos recommended.
Okay, makes sense. But we need to talk about the gateway to even getting views in the first place. The hard truth. The thumbnail.
Ugh, yes, the thumbnail. You can pour hours into making an amazing video. But if the thumbnail doesn't make someone stop scrolling and click, it's all for nothing. It might as well not exist.
So it's not an afterthought, it's primary marketing.
Absolutely. The source suggests using something simple and free, like Canva. Take the single most dramatic, intriguing image generated for your video, just one.
Okay.
Then add big, bold, easy-to-read text. Keep it simple. Focus on emotion or a clear question. For that Atlantis video example, was Atlantis real? Big letters, high contrast.
No complex designs or tiny text, just clarity and impact.
Clarity always wins clicks over cleverness.
So the channel might feel automated in its creation, but the final secret ingredient? It sounds very human. The sources keep mentioning consistency.
Relentlessly. And they're right. YouTube's algorithm fundamentally rewards channels that stick to a predictable schedule.
So publishing one really good polished video every single week, say every Tuesday morning,
Is way, way better than dumping 10 videos randomly over a few days and then disappearing for 6 weeks. Consistency builds audience expectation and signals to YouTube that your channel is active and reliable.
in this whole method, using AI voices, AI images,
Yeah.
it is monetizable, right?
Yeah.
Assuming you hit the thresholds, 1,000 subs, 4,000 watch hours.
Yes, absolutely. Because the way it's structured, the content is considered transformative. That's the key word YouTube looks for.
Meaning,
Meaning you're not just re-uploading existing stuff, you're generating an original script with a unique perspective or narrative. You're creating unique AI images specifically for that script. You're combining them in a new, value-adding way with voiceover and editing. It's original content creation, just using different tools.
it's not viewed as repetitive or spammy.
Correct. It provides new value to the viewer. That's the standard.
Okay, so we've walked through the entire system. Niche, dual script, free tools for voice and visuals, assembly, polish, thumbnails, consistency. Thinking back on the source material, what's flagged as the most common reason people fail when trying this? Where do they usually give up?
Honestly, just giving up too soon before they've even published their 10th or maybe even 20th video. They don't see results immediately and quit.
Patience and persistence are needed.
Big time.
So what does this all mean? Let's recap the big picture.
Yeah, we've basically outlined this complete A to Z process. It shows you how to build a potentially high-volume, professional-looking YouTube channel without spending any money up front on tools.
It's really a system focused on smart decisions at each step, choosing that niche for high RPM, using that clever dual script method to make editing almost automatic.
And leveraging a whole suite of these surprisingly powerful free AI tools for voice, for images, for animation, but using them in a really organized, numbered way.
It feels like a blueprint, really. A blueprint for an efficient content machine that creates unique videos without needing a huge budget or years of editing experience.
Exactly. It removes the financial barrier to entry. The only real barrier left is your own discipline to follow the system and stick with it.
So final thought for you, the listener. Before you try and build this whole automated empire, maybe just focus on mastering the entire process with one single video first.
Yeah, really understand each step. Get the workflow down cold.
Nail it once, then scale.
And one more thing to think about. Remember how the source material ended that Atlantis example? It wasn't really about finding Atlantis.
Right, it shifted focus.
It ended on what Atlantis represents.
Mm-hmm.
That idea of human achievement, pride,
Mm-hmm.
and then the fall, hubris.
Yeah.
So for you, the listener,
Mm-hmm.
maybe the ultimate challenge here isn't just mastering the AI tools or chasing the clicks and the money.
Mm-hmm.
It's deciding what deeper message or idea you actually want your content to stand for. Beyond the automation, beyond the algorithm. What story are you telling? What happens when our own technological greatness maybe drifts into arrogance? What's the value, the meaning that you hope endures?